We're here with Leo and Lee of RGV Fight Club down here in the Valley in Edinburgh, Texas. Man, talk to me about how the school started and how you got started in jiu-jitsu and what it's done for you.
You know, I'm from Rio Grande City, originally from like Ruya, like small town, you know, so there wasn't a lot to do over there. And I remember I wanted to get out of the town so bad, so I joined the military in 2004, and I got selected to go to Japan. And when I was out there, culture shock everywhere, you know, The Valley's all Hispanic people. You know, I'm meeting all different types of people. I'm just, you know, trying to fit in, trying to figure things out. And I used to, on the boat, you have to live on the boat, there's racks and people bump into each other all the time.
Yeah, it sucks.
Yeah. You gotta learn real quick, man.
Yeah.
Different personalities, different people from everywhere. You gotta figure it out, right? But it's a really great place. It's cool. The military's fun. And I bumped into a guy, his guy's name was Perry, Kavika Perry. He's a white boy, but he lived in Hawaii. So he was Hawaiian and he talked like Hawaiian. He was tough, right? And I remember I bumped into him. I guess he was having a bad day, and then he pushed me and I pushed him back. So we started kind of like scuffling a little bit. And I just remember I'm gonna grab this guy's head. I didn't know what I was doing. So I grabbed his head and I started squeezing it. And I guess I almost choked him out. And he told me afterwards, like, who showed you that, man? Who showed you that move? And I'm like, what? He's like, you don't even know what you did you? I'm like, nah, man. He's like, you did a guillotine, bro. You did a guillotine. Like, I train jiu-jitsu. I do MMA. I do all this stuff. Yeah. He goes, if you want to train with me, let's train. So that's kind of how I fell into it. And that guy, he already knew a bunch of MMA fighters, like local MMA fighters, like in Japan. And there was a huge dojo. Like, you would pay 10 yen to get into the dojo. So we would walk in, and every story was like a movie. Every story was like a different black belt. Karate, taekwondo, judo. They were just doing different martial arts, and I'm just looking around, you know, a kid from the valley, and I looking at all this crazy stuff. And we go to like the middle floor, like the 4th or 5th floor, and that's where the MMA guys were and the Japanese jiu-jitsu guys, and we just would beat each other up. And you know, when you start off jiu-jitsu, you're usually the guy that just gets beat up every day. Yeah. So they showed me like a guillotine, an arm bar. They showed me like a sweep, maybe. I think a scissor sweep. Yeah, scissor sweep. And they said, all right, man, let's fight. Showed me like a handful of moves, and then that's how I kind of got into jiu-jitsu. When I came back, I started teaching these guys jiu-jitsu, and I started looking for a place to train. But I mean, that's where I first found out about it. And then we just get together, we'd sit down and we watch UFCs, and we'd watch like George St. Pierre and all those guys. And when he was a brand new fighter, back in the day.
That's awesome.
So that's how I get into it.
So you brought something up. I don't know if a lot of people know about this. There's some differences between Japanese jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, some of the weird hybrid stuff that's been going on now in the United States. So walk me through some of the differences between Japanese jiu-jitsu and your traditional Brazilian style jiu-jitsu.
So the main difference is they do katas over there, and they use weapon training too. They have some weapon training. So it's a little bit more like a karate style in a sense. But the Brazilians really focused on the ground part too, you know? They like judo a lot over there too because of the beauty of the throws. Right. But like I said, everybody kind of incorporated it, and now some people are even claiming like American jiu-jitsu, stuff like that, you know. So it's a little bit different in a sense, but like all the moves come from Japan, you know. They're all Japanese name moves. So yeah. That's kind of one of the main things. Plus the culture is totally different over there. Everybody's super respectful. They bump into you or whatever. Even they'll show you all the moves they know.
Talk to me about how you started.
Well, you heard his story, and I was just, you know, like a 13, 12-year-old kid on the ranch, you know, chubby, short. I didn't know what I was doing. I wasn't exercising, you know. And then my brother came back from the Navy, ripped, in shape, and he's like, what are you doing with your life, bro? you need to work out, you know, you need to do some jiu-jitsu, check out this arm bar. And he put me in an arm bar. I'm there like, I don't even know how to tap. I'm like, and
move, bro.
Yeah,
but
you're gonna love it.
I loved it, man. I loved it. I fell in love. And then ever since then, it was just every day at night. We would 7 o'clock would come around. We would start with like a little run. We'd lift some weights. We'd do some jiu-jitsu. And then we do some boxing at the end, and we would do that every day for like, I don't know, a couple years. And then we were just having fun with it, and there's nothing to do on the ranch, so that's all we really had to do. So we were just loving it, training, having fun. We had a book, a couple old Gracie books, Jean-Jacques Machado, a 10th Planet book, I think.
Got that one a little bit later.
A little bit later.
Started off with just we had a book and whatever I knew, and then we'd watch UFC and whatever we'd come up with.
No videos, and that was like the hardest part, I think, was we had no videos. The only thing we'd be able to see was like UFC, and they didn't really do a lot of grappling. They did some.
We slowed down.
Yeah, we'd slow it down. But the thing was, one of my favorite memories is I remember we'd be looking at the book, and I'd be like, okay, I understand this position. I understand this position. How did they get here?
Yeah, how did they get? Yeah,
We get to
Like one photo of the
even when you're shown.
Yeah, so we would get a little confused there, but eventually we ended up moving to McAllen because the ranch, there's nobody wanted to train with us over there. All of our friends would just be drinking, watching us beat each other up.
invited a bunch of people to come over here, and we thought they were gonna train with us, and they just cracked open some beers, and we're like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And after we're done rolling, it's like, who's next? Like, nah, we just came to watch, man.
Man.
And those are the same guys. Ironically, those are the same guys years later. They're like, hey, you do that jiu-jitsu stuff, right? I'm
Yeah.
like, we're telling you for years, bro. Like, we're telling you since back in the day.
Nice. Well, one thing I like to ask leaders, that's essentially what you are, people that walk into your door, everyone that you train that's underneath you. What's something that you notice in the personalities and the confidence of people as they grow in jiu-jitsu, like externally?
Changes people, man. The kids is a big one. You can see it like right away.
That's something we get often.
Yeah, the kids, like they get bullied, or maybe they're the kids that are bullies, and they need to let some stress out. So I always tell the parents, like, it makes shy kids come out of their shell, and it makes aggressive kids, like, it tones them down and mellows them out.
Right. You learn that respect.
And the adults, man, it just changes people too, man. Because like you just have a different, you carry yourself a different way once you can kind of fight,
Right.
And we always tell our guys, don't be out there starting fights either, but
Yeah, well, ever since I learned jiu-jitsu when I was like 13, so like I never really got into a lot of fights in school because like, I mean, I'll fight with my brother all the time. I fight with grown men. When I did my first competition in the kids division, I completely wrecked it, and because I was always fighting with grown men. And then when I went into my first adult division, I was like 13, 14. I won first place, and I felt really good. I loved it. It gave me a huge confidence boost.
So he didn't say this part, but he took the waiver. So for 18, you have to be 18 or over. You have to get your parent to sign so you can fight with the adults. He took it to my mom, and she didn't know what she was signing. She's like, yeah, I'm going to fight in this other division. I need you to sign. And they put him with the adults, and he beats some adults. I think he beat like a 23-year-old.
Yeah, I beat a couple. It was like a couple people in my division.
People out, but my mom was like, what am I signing? Like, he just needs it so he can fight, Mom. Go ahead.
Don't worry about it. Just sign it. It'll be all right.
Sign paper.
Trust me. I'm 13. Trust me.
Yeah, but honestly, and all through school and all through my like adult life now, I felt like the jiu-jitsu has helped me immensely in so many aspects of my life, and I wanted to keep doing it till the day I die, honestly. And I feel like everybody should, try it out.
I know we got an open match starting. One thing we like to ask everybody: Redefine Violence. What does it mean to you guys when you first saw it, first heard about it? Hopefully, we've created something that everybody can kind of give their own meaning to. So, what does it mean to you guys?
Yeah, I like the aesthetic of it, man. I like just a lot of the stuff you guys have, the gear. It's very similar to the stuff that we like to push out. We don't like to wear some boring stuff either, but we're not like 10th Planet crazy.
Right.
We're like kind of in the middle, man. And I'm ex-military, so I just like the whole vibe of it, kind of like a military vibe to me. So whenever my brother showed me the gear, I was like, hey, this is cool, man.
Yeah.
I need a rash guard.
Yeah.
I really like how you guys do with the kids. I really like that you guys are helping people out. One of my friends, Adrian.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if he reached out to you, but he was like interested in all that, where you help with the kids and you help with their memberships and stuff, because he just started his own jiu-jitsu gym too, and he's one of our friends from back in Rio Grande. And there's a lot of people that we've friends in the community. We know Mondo, we know a lot of other different
we
people.
try to help the kids out as much as we can, man. But we can only do so much sometimes too.
Yeah.
And we have that program to help out the kids, and we told one of our buddies about it. So hopefully, you guys can help them out.
Yeah, a lot of our other friends too from different schools. We're just trying to let everybody know about you guys, because I love what you guys are doing with the Valley. And honestly, it's mainly about the kids, the people doing the jiu-jitsu. And it's not about us. It's not about personal beefs with anybody else. We just want everybody to like come together as a jiu-jitsu community, and you guys are doing that.
Yeah, man. We're Switzerland. We'll work with everybody. You know what I mean? So, well, thanks, guys. Thanks for doing this. We're about to start an open mat, get some footage, and we'll insert it here. Sub the Opps. Tell me how the competition came about, how the name came about, and what's next.
I'll tell you the story, man. So Sub the Opps was actually, we've been talking about the tournament for a couple of years now. We've been planning it, but we always like wanted to make sure it was the right time.
Right.
So we had already had it in mind. We didn't know what kind of tournament we wanted to do, but we knew we wanted to do a tournament. And we've been to lots of them. We would always see hey, I wish we could do this a little bit better. It would be fun to do this. By the time this place next door opened up, the ATX facility here in Edinburgh opened up, it was like the main thing that said this is like the final straw. This is the last thing that we need, right? So we opened up the tournament and we needed to find a name. So Sub the Opps came about because we had a t-shirt that we had designed. And we trying to come up with cool logos. Yeah, so Sub the Opps was actually a rash guard that we had made for our team, right? We had one that said, don't kill our vibe, and then we had the Sub the Opps. So we're trying to find a name. We're coming up with all these names, and then I just told my brother one day, why don't we do Sub the Opps? Like, it sounds cool, so we all agreed on it.
Yeah, it was kind of like the slang that the people were using nowadays, Opps and all that kind of stuff. So we were just like, hey, let's roll with this. I think it's gonna do good, and a lot of our team liked it. So we went ahead and went with that.
So the first one went off without a hitch. Everything went great. You guys had a bunch of community support. When's the next one?
So we're doing them quarterly, man. So the next one's gonna be September the 15th?
14th.
14th?
Yes, and so we're gonna be having it every quarter, so for a year.
December will be the next one.
Yes.
Middle of the month, so it might be a 14th, might be the 15th, usually on a Saturday. So whatever Saturday in the middle of the month falls, that'll be the day. Okay. So we're gonna have actual dates out there pretty soon.
So people are gonna wanna know about the brackets, the type of rules you guys have, especially in the jiu-jitsu community. Talk to me a little bit about that and how you came up with the rule set.
Because we wanted something a little different from the regular tournaments. And everybody likes ADCC. It's becoming very popular, especially like in Austin, Dallas, all those places. And also everybody loves IBJJF, so we wanted to kind of like merge the two together because everybody wants to go compete at those tournaments. So the first half is no points, kind of like ADCC, but the second half is IBJJF point system. So we're kind of getting people ready for both. And a lot of people here locally are kind of apprehensive to do tournaments here locally because of, you know, they want to do those big tournaments. So this is kind of like a little starter tournament for these guys to get up there.
It's going to be a big thing, man. Like, we're trying to bring a good quality tournament to the Valley. We don't want anything that's subpar. Like, we want to have a good quality event. Yeah. Everything to be aesthetically pleasing. We want to have a good rule set. We want to have good energy. We didn't want to have any people fighting, drama, so we're trying our best to talk to the community about that, you know, so that people want to come do the tournaments. And like in other places like Dallas and Houston, they have tournaments all the time, San Antonio. So we used to have to travel, spend $200-300 to go travel, get a hotel, you know, eat our food, make the weight, compete, and we spend like hundreds of bucks just to go do a tournament.
Yeah.
So we want to just basically bring that quality tournament over here so people can have that more consistently and they can be more prepared for bigger tournaments.
Yeah, it seems like south of San Antonio doesn't really get a whole lot of love for whatever the case may be, and we'll talk more about that later. We got a project we're working on too, but I'm glad you guys are doing this. I'm glad you guys are doing it for the Valley. I've said it before, I'll say it again, the Valley is super unique in the sense that everything that comes out of here, everyone's super proud about it. How many people did you have show up to the first one, and what can we expect for the second one?
We had about 200 competitors.
That's a lot of people.
Register. And we had about, I would say, 500 plus walk through the doors.
400 or 500 people walked by. A bunch of families would come. The kids were first, so it was packed. They started like slowly trickling out. Then the adults came and their family members came. There was a lot of love and support from the community. And we also did the tournament during an ADCC tournament that was out of town.
Right.
So because of that, there was already a few people signed up for out of town tournament. And they wanted to show up to our tournament on the next one. So we're already expecting double the numbers.
Yeah, but again, like you're talking about having to travel, and it's fine for the people that can, but not everybody can, whether it's work, logistics, you know, babysitter, whatever. What can we expect for the second one? How many people are you projecting to come out?
So right now we have a good amount of people registered. If you look on Smooth Comp, you can see that we've got a good amount of people registered already compared to the other local tournaments. We're hoping to have about, well, maybe walk through the door about.
Yeah, walk through the door. People walk through the door.
Maybe we're aiming for at least 300 competitors this time.
Okay.
Last time we got close to 200, so we're aiming for at least 300 competitors this time.
Super close to 200, you know?
Yeah.
Plus, like I said, as more people hear about it and publicity goes out there and they see all the benefits of it, you know, social media posts and whatnot, it's gonna get bigger.
Yeah, one of our videos went viral.
Diego?
One of our students was getting submitted, but from one of our other schools, one of our friends is coming over to do an open mat with us. And one of his students was the one doing the submission. That video went viral. It was one of our first viral videos, and we've just been continually putting content out there.
We're trying to, you know, shout out the Valley, shout out all the schools. You know, we want everybody to grow, you know, not just us. And it's going to be a win-win situation for everybody. That's what we're looking for.
Awesome, guys. Well, go ahead and look at the camera, invite the people out, tell them when it's coming, tell them the date. What can we expect?
September 14th, guys. Make sure you come out.
Sub the Opps, man. It's going to be right here in Edinburgh on Jackson and Trenton. It's the athletics facility next door. It's a big basketball facility. You can't miss it. If you need any more information, contact RGV Fight Club. You can find us on Instagram. You can message us through the website. There's a little chat. You can go there, rgvfightclub.com. You can just come here in person. It's not too hard to find. We're right behind the pizza place right here.
Little Caesars.
That's where I go before I come here. But
Yeah, try to stay away from that if you want to lean out.
Yeah, guys. Also, you know what? Come out here to the tournament, guys, September 14th, and come and sub the Opps. All right.
Oh yeah.
Later, guys.
Peace.
Boom. That was good.